Welcome back to Courage in Sports. If I could live in a world like Roger Federer's, I'd start with die-hard determination and a stop-at-nothing attitude. I'd bring a steady style to the court with a heroic approach, but a balanced demeanor. I'd tackle each match as if it were my last. I'd conquer the baseline, but journey to the net. I'd learn that courage is key, and speed, grace, and power reign supreme. Quite simply, I'd win unlike anyone else in the game and celebrate every moment from a legendary career. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
You have a relationship with the ocean. You have a relationship with nature. How many other people can say that? You respect it, you honor it, you cherish it. You know, I've ridden thousands of waves in my life. Every single time you stand up on a surfboard, it's different. It keeps you hungry, it keeps you chasing it. I think if you grow up on a beach town, you're just not gonna play the normal sports as much because you have this resource, you know, you have this amazing thing right at your doorstep. I turned pro at 17 and was on tour for the next 6 years after that. And yeah, it's one track mind. That's all I ever thought about.
Yeah, John was a highly recognizable surfer globally. Everyone recognized him wherever he went and surfed. He did very well competitively. When he turned professional, had a lot of success getting multiple covers of Surfing and Surfer magazine.
We were able to travel to Indonesia and to Japan and to South Africa. And so just traveling around the world, and as a surfer, I saw like a lot of needs and stuff. And I started to realize as I just grew, I thought, leave these places a little better than I found them. At the end of the day, it is really that simple. It's just do what you love and help along the way. I went to Indonesia on a surf trip, and before I was able to get to that village, a 7.3 earthquake hit. It became so clear. It was just like, I'm placed here. I am the first responder of this disaster, whether I like it or not. And I got this crash course in disaster relief, in aid work, in everything. Every 15 seconds, a child dies from dirty water. Water. The most important thing for your life. You cannot live without it. You go a lot longer without shelter, go even a lot longer without food if you had to, but you cannot live without water. Water seemed solvable even to me. And I have a real means to help. And I'm like, okay, I bought 10 water filters, my own money. I knew the villages that we were gonna be passing through because I'd been there before. You know, I was thrust into a really extreme situation and I got to learn a lot about myself. So I started thinking, I was like, what if I dedicated myself to this? I was really driven by those questions and completely became my new obsession. Surfing was my obsession in the last chapter. This became my new obsession. And so the idea was just do our part. Go surf and help along the way. And then call it Waves for Water.
John's an amazing guy. Came across him in a surfing magazine that had come out, and saw the whole program, read about it, and immediately knew that was something that we could implement in Nicaragua.
Nicaragua is a pretty big focus for us in the last 2 years, and this is one of the best things about Waves for Water by far is this network of like-minded people coming together for the greater good.
Most people are getting their water from hand-dug wells, and that's basically just water sitting down there that's, stagnant, and they're pulling it up and drinking straight from it. There's no filtration process, bacteria, parasites.
I only care about one thing: access to clean water, better quality of life. So I'm grateful to be here today to help your community, and today we're gonna do a training, and then you will have your own system, and that's all.
Before we enter a community with our water filter system, we will do a little research in that community. And when we get there, the people will go get the water for us. So we ask them to get the worst water that they have. They get the river water, and that is very turbid. And we'll put it in our water system that is constructed with a 5-gallon bucket. And on the side, there's a hose and the filter element on it. We'll filter that water, and as the water come out, we'll taste it. First person that will taste it is, of course, John Rose. And they were like, wait a minute, if this person drink it, that means it's okay.
And teaching them how to use the filters, and you have this incredibly muddy bucket, and then you put this little stupid looking filter that's so small and shouldn't be able to do what it does. And it's essentially like a magic trick. And the water comes out crystal clear, and we all just take a shot of it. And it's kind of like that look of like, wow, that's something amazing. And you can see in their eyes, they know that that's gonna like change the way they live.
You go into a community and you realize that water is life.
Sería un cambio muy grande porque en el agua vienen muchas contaminaciones. En cambio, que con el agua filtrada ya no se me enfermarían mis niños y más que todo pues la familia.
El agua es el que nos da la vida, sin agua no podemos vivir y bueno, al tener un agua limpia, que esté libre de contaminantes, de bacterias, para mí significa vida.
La roca blanca.
The people that live in the conditions are beyond strong, and the stuff they have to deal with day in and day out, you could not even imagine. Every single day is courage just to be alive.
Water for everyone is the goal of Waves for Water. As John Rose has always said, it's not a choice, it's a right.
You know, it's been 6 years, really, and it went from a really grassroots idea to a very, well-established global organization that's making a huge impact in the world. Big countries from Brazil to Kenya, Uganda, Nicaragua. I'm super proud of that.
I think John's been very inspirational to surfers, and when you're surfing, it's a very individual sport and you have to get things done on your own, and I've seen that translate into John's efforts with Waves for Water. He just figures out a way to get it done, and John's gonna just always be on the front lines of that fight.
I know for sure that I wouldn't be sitting here right now if I wasn't a surfer. I mean, honestly, I look at the work that we do the same as I did when I was a pro athlete. I have the same approach. I'm still competitive. I want to win. I just want to win against the water crisis. It's not rocket science, and we're all just doing the things that we love and then leaving a positive footprint in our wake.
Up ahead.
And for the previous 10 years, I had been an adventure athlete. I had to ask myself, well, who am I now?
But first,
when he put on that leg, his smile was so big, like so big. He's like, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good.
when we return on Aero Electronics presents Courage in Sports.